Hello, welcome to Gracefully Gorgeous. I am so glad you chose to tune in and have a chat with me today. So today we're going to be talking about a really hot topic, and that is fertility over the age of 35. Particularly when you're getting kind of close to the 40 range. Let's talk about fertility. Okay, perhaps you have known some people who have had children at that age, even easily maybe had them. But that's kind of the minority. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but I am a person in their late 30s who's had a lot of miscarriages and have sadly had to visit many fertility doctors and have many tests and learn a lot of things about myself and about fertility kind of the hard way, let's just say. Okay, so I don't want anybody to have gone through what I have gone through. There are women who have even much worse. Okay, so we're just going to have a chat. We're just having a chat about it today. Okay, there is a particular lab test that you can take that is a really good, what's the word I'm looking for? Can tell you your egg quality, okay? That is called an AMH. So your fertility doctor is probably going to ask for an AMH test. You want to be in between the 3 and the 4 range. Anything from a 3 to 4 is good. 1 to 4 is like sort of normal, but you want to be 3 to 4 ideally. Okay, that shows that you have a good bit of egg reserve left. Okay, so you have some eggs left, which is a good thing. So the problem is though, once you get, even after the age of 30, especially after 35, the quality of your egg starts to go really downhill. So when you're over 35, roughly about 50% of your eggs are only good quality. The other 50% are not good quality, meaning that they would not make healthy embryos, therefore the pregnancy may not be successful, which could lead to miscarriage or just simply not getting pregnant, okay? So the whole thing where people say things to you like, oh, like you've got plenty of time, like don't worry, you can like wait forever. You know, don't worry, you've got like years, isn't actually true. So yes, many women are having children in their 30s, okay? But you just know it might be harder. You may have more miscarriages. You may not get pregnant as easily. Again, everybody's different, but you can't change your age. So, yeah. So you see a lot more women having to have fertility treatments such as IVF, etc. in their 30s and even 40s, of course, and then in their 20s. Again, though, we're seeing more and more women even in their 20s that have poor egg quality. I don't know why that is. I wish more research would be done on that. I don't know if it's something in the food we're eating or chemicals or something we're being exposed to as a child. I'm not sure, but it's actually quite disconcerting. The amount of women even in their 20s that have egg quality issues these days, okay? So that's something to be aware of. And I hope that more research will be done in that field of science and medical care. So anyway, no, you actually don't have forever to have children. So yeah, it's important to decide what you're willing to do. Are you willing to possibly have a few miscarriages? Are you willing to try for several years? So what you need to do is kind of sit down with your significant other, okay, your spouse or partner, and talk to them, okay, like how many years do we want to try this? How many miscarriages am I willing to have? I know this sounds bizarre, but I figure, you know, I'm just being honest here. Okay, we're having a frank conversation about fertility in the latter years of the fertile years. So, you know, when you delve into fertility and after you do fertility treatments for like several years, like, I don't know, I can just talk about anything and it doesn't even faze me. So I hope you're at that point too. It makes things a lot easier. So anyway, I would have a frank conversation with your significant other and say, hey, like, how long do we want to try this? How many losses am I willing to endure? Do we have the financial means to possibly do IVF if that's necessary? or other fertility treatments? What is our status with medical care? How many children do we want to have? How much time do we have left to have those kids? Okay, these are all important questions that you need to sit down and have with your partner and really make a good fertility plan. Because if you just kind of go along, what you'll find happens is the years just go by and go by and go by, and all of a sudden you're like 40 years old or 45 years old and you're like, what happened here? The years really do slip by, and they slip by quickly. So it's really important to have a plan, like if this doesn't happen by this date, we're going to take this next step, etc. Okay, or how much of a priority do you want to make having a child or fertility? What priority list is that? You know, would you rather prioritize something else? You already have children, so maybe it's not as important to you that you have more. Every situation is different, every family is different, so it's a very personal decision to make, okay? So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today and just kind of clear that up. Yeah, there are a lot of other hormone testing that's important, like your progesterone needs to be tested. You need to do a set of blood work on your second or third day of your cycle. Again, like general OBs are probably not going to prescribe these things unless they're quite knowledgeable, which I've only met one out of the many that I've seen that are that knowledgeable. But if you go to a reproductive specialist, which is like an OB endo at a fertility clinic, they will know all the tests to run to really give you a good picture of your status, like how much fertility do you have left, you know, what is your particular health status. Everybody's totally different. My IMH is completely different than someone who I just talked to the other day that is like 3 years younger than me. Mine is much better. So everyone is different, so you can't just assume per age, okay, that a person will have a certain AMH or a certain amount of eggs or a certain number of years of fertility left, okay? Everybody's different. So best of luck with everybody with this. I hope that, yeah, I highly recommend going to a fertility specialist. General OBs are usually not the people to handle people with fertility problems, or, I mean, they will handle you later on in the pregnancy, but the actual like getting pregnant part, I would definitely go to a reproductive endocrinologist, fertility specialist, to help you decide what is the best choice for you. And then have that chat, of course, with your significant other to decide your priorities, your time frame, your like 5-year plan with fertility, okay? Fertility definitely has to be dealt with differently once you hit your 30s, particularly after 35, okay? Then perhaps it could be dealt with when you're 23, 25. You actually do have a few years to possibly play with, okay? But once you kind of hit your 30s, you really don't. So I'm just being honest with you. So anyway, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in for a video. See you soon. Bye-bye.